Ruth Armstrong, and I'm an editor at Croakey. We're here this morning at the start of the Quantum Words Science Writing Festival at Writing New South Wales. But before we start, I'd just like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land upon which this facility is built. This is an amazing place. We're going to be today having a really short walk because everybody's vibed for this amazing celebration of science writing. But we're just going to be walking a little bit through the grounds of Callan Park and over to the gardens at Broughton Hall to reflect, I guess, on journalism, on science journalism in particular in this age, and also on the wonderful connection between nature and health. So I'll hand over to Lesley Russell.
Hi, I'm Lesley Russell. I'm an Associate Professor at the Menzies Centre for Health Policy at the University of Sydney. I work on a lot of health policy issues, but I guess I'm infamous for my long-distance walking, and I'm really interested in how physical exercise and forest bathing in wonderful environments can revitalise your health and well-being, particularly as we get older. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Marlene Even. I'm a UTS journalism student and a volunteer for 2SER Radio. And I'm here for the Quantum Words Festival to learn about how to write with science and journalism, the partnership between, and learn how to write better science.
Fantastic. And what health issues have been on your mind
in
recent times?
I would say youth mental health is a really important issue, and Indigenous health. That's definitely the two issues that have been on my mind.
Thank you. Well, on that, there's been a number of Indigenous health conferences this week. For people who are interested, you can check it out on Twitter at the Nacho AGM, and also there was one yesterday, hashtag Beyond the Frontline, which is about Indigenous health workforce, and really interesting thread to check out.
Beautiful, thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm IRA Updike. I'm an intern here with Writing New South Wales and also a science arts student at University of Sydney. I'm definitely very keen today to hear from some very experienced people in the field of science communications, and a health issue that, very broadly speaking, is definitely a concern of mine are the many effects of climate change, both present and ensuing.
So on that, what are some of the responses you would like to see from government or communities?
I think our government could definitely be a lot more stable with committing to a emissions plan. I think both the market and business and general people, Australian citizens, would really appreciate having an actual stable plan from the government, seeing as they seem to backflip every few months. Yeah.
Hello. Hello, I am Juan. I am a gardener. I work in the Royal Botanic Gardens. My interest is global warming. What else?
Yes, and you mentioned that you have a connection to this place that we are today. Can
Yes,
you tell us a bit about your history and connection?
yes. It was in 1995. I did my first course of gardening here. So I have this feeling today when I come back. Wow, it's like it's coming back to a place where I feel connection, because this was my first course, my first activity I did in Sydney. One time I came to live in Sydney.
And how long did you spend here?
Here in the course I think it was about 6 months. Right. It was a really short course, and in that time I speak less English than now, a lot less English. So I remember starting to learn not just the name of the plants, not the name of everything. Yeah.
So you were learning English while learning gardening.
Yes.
What did you learn about gardening here that was different from what you knew before?
Well, before my background is a teacher, school teacher. So I did a little bit of biology in the university. So when I came here, I want to know a little bit about what is a plant, what is the base of the environment. So this was my first opportunity to be not just understanding, but doing something about plants.
And you mentioned global warming is the health issue on your mind.
Yes,
What
I
is
think.
it about? What are the health concerns for you around global warming?
I think it is. It's a holistic thing. It's like our health. All our health depend of the environment we are living. So, taking care of the environment is taking care of the health of the people.
And what response would you like to see from government?
Some response, yes, a little bit more. It's government, companies, and community. I think all three need to do a little bit more because our future depends on that.
Yes, very much. So it's very important that we're at a Science Writers Festival today because I guess that's where we have to ask questions about how well science has been communicated over the past 20, 30 years, that we have come to this stage of lack of policy in the face of public health crisis.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And now we'll just switch around and Ruth is going to take the camera. Hello everyone, it's Melissa Sweet here from Croakey, editor, and I'm just going to give you a quick run through what a Croakey Go is to show you. Oh, hello. Good. Okay, well we'll come and do an introduction with you shortly. I'm just going to show you a tabletop presentation that we did at the recent Public Health Association conference, which explains a little bit about what Croakey Go is, which is a bit of an innovation in both journalism and public health, bringing the two together. So this shows some photographs of different Croakey Go events that we've done around the country, from Adelaide, Melbourne, Albury, Carnarvon, Palm Island, and we have done one here previously in the grounds of Callan Park. And so it's about bringing people together to walk and talk around health issues, to connect with country, to pay respect to Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander knowledges and connection with country as well. So here are some more images from Croakey Goes that we've done, and they show it's really bringing together a real life event with a virtual event. So we encourage people, those of you here, to tweet and to share on social media. If you don't want to do it while we're walking, you can always share some of the photos afterwards. So they're different interviews that we've done. There, for example, is Fiona Martin, who's a journalism academic at the University of Sydney. She was in Newcastle talking about the future of public interest journalism, which is a very relevant topic today. And that's showing that Croakey Go, despite being run on usually no more than goodwill, we manage to trend nationally quite often. So it's about building collaborative social capital so that we can have impact for issues that matter. So we've done nearly all of our Croakey Goes, probably up to 7 or 8 to date as pro bono things, but we are trying to build a business model because, as most people hopefully realise by now, the business model for journalism has crashed and burnt. So we're trying to reinvent new ways of doing journalism and also funding it. So not only can you buy Croakey Go t-shirts, but we are yes, but we are also developing it as something that we can pitch to community groups, to organisations. And in fact, we are going to be doing our first sponsored Croakey Go in Melbourne ahead of the Victorian election on the 16th of November, which CoHealth, I'd just like to give them a shout out for sponsoring it, will be profiling the past and present and future of community health. And then this, thanks to the Global Editors Network, we had the opportunity to participate in a hackathon and we received a mentorship out of that. So we're building an online mapping tool so that we'll have a one-stop place that brings together all of the content out of the different Croakey Goes. So it's sort of creating a big picture storytelling exercise as well. So I think that's all I would like to say about Croakey Go. Does anyone have any questions before I'll just come over?
No, that's fine. I don't want to be interviewed, thanks.
Oh, you don't? Okay.
Sorry, I kind of didn't get, when did you start
doing the Croakey Goes?
Well, as an organisation.
Well, Croakey in one...
You've got a website, that's probably...
Yes, croakey.org. Go and have a look at croakey.org. We've been running in one form or another for 11 years, but we've really only just set up as a formal organisation, incorporated, and we're moving towards being a non-profit journalism organisation. There is really no easy pathway to set up as a non-profit journalism organisation in Australia. We don't have that history, really. There's a few exceptions, like The Conversation, for example, has that status. But we...
don't pay their contributors,
Well, their contributors are only academics, so their academics are doing it as part of their job. They do pay their staff. They have a big team of editors and so on. So part of our mission at Croakey is trying to contribute to an environment that enables the sustainability of public interest journalism. So, today is a great opportunity to be talking about that, because public interest journalism is really a determinant of health. If you don't have a healthy journalism sector, it's very difficult to have accountability of government. It's very difficult to have good policy, etc. And I think as you look around the world, you've seen the collapse of public interest journalism in many places, and we have seen the rise of, massive threats to public health and societal well-being. So, does anyone have any questions or anything before you move on for a walk?
Better head out.
Okay, I'm